More than 2 million Texans have had their voter registration placed on the suspense list.
We've told you that means your county doesn't know your address or thinks you moved, but it doesn't mean you can't vote. So what do you do if you're on the list? Our Ryan Chandler reports.
After Texas's cleanup of voter rolls, Democratic lawmakers call foul, as more than 1 in 10 registered voters are placed on the state's suspense list.
Simply put, this is voter suppression tactics by the government.
It's a routine process, but so close to the election, some worry it could cause some extra barriers. But if you're on the list, no need to worry. Odds are, your county just couldn't reach you when they mailed your voter registration. You can still vote, and you can fix the problem easily by updating your address at votetexas.gov.
So don't be scared. Don't be discouraged. Just get the paperwork done and go vote.
The news comes as Attorney General Ken Paxton announces new efforts to crack down on illegal voting, a rare problem, but one that Paxton has prioritized. He's launching an illegal voting tip line, enabling the public to email reports of suspected fraud. We asked his office how exactly they will review and investigate these complaints. They did not respond.
Protecting the integrity of the ballot is important for all of us, so I support those efforts.
Former Attorney General and Texas Senator John Cornyn defending the moves.
Some of the things that the state of Texas has done, purging the outdated voter rolls of people who are now deceased or moved out of the state, is an important step in that regard.
The Secretary of State assures Texans our voter rolls are strong and clean. It's up to you to make sure you're registered by October 7th.
That's Ryan Chandler reporting. And again, the homepage is votetexas.gov.
There we go. VoteTexas.gov. If you're actually legal and you've moved and you just want to change your address, get that stuff fixed up so therefore you are registered voter, because this may actually affect some people in the state that are, like I said, possibly moved, not necessarily illegals. So it doesn't hurt to go check your voter status. You can do it anytime. I checked mine months ago just to make sure you're still registered and registered as a Republican, not knocked off the list by some chance. But this is all in good effort to try to clean up the voter rolls in the state. Ken Paxton is taking names and kicking ass, and I am just glad to see it. I don't mean to bring you videos about him every day this week, but it seems like Ken Paxton every day for several days has been bringing us win after win after win. I love it, folks. Now let's get into some stuff I wanted to show you over here on the Twitter. Let me fix my screen up a little bit. Get me over here in the middle. Alrighty then, this is good stuff as well. Check it out. I'm so bad, I think she was nervous going into this, not debate, interview, should I say, into this interview. Even though she had Tim Walz there to hold her hand the whole time, it just seemed like a sad interview. Me and my wife watched a little bit of it. It's more than I really wanted to stomach, so I'm just going to show you none of the highlights today, if that's all right with y'all. If you haven't seen them, they're out there. I've had enough of Kamala Harris sickness, with the exception of showing you that she's got the Biden syndrome. I don't know what they're smoking in the back room, maybe the devil's lettuce. Who knows what they're doing, maybe drinking too much. But when you got a teleprompter and you word salad it up this bad, maybe something is going on in the Democrat Party we don't know about. Maybe some monkeypox, maybe some dementia drinks. I don't know. They got something going on, but Kamala sounds as bad as Joe here. Check it out, folks. This would make me nervous, too, if I sounded like this before my big interview.
He even called for termination of the United States Supreme, the supreme land of our nation, the United States Constitution. He even called for termination of the United States Supreme, the supreme land of our nation, the United States Constitution.
I have no idea what she was talking about there. She lost me for sure. Now, after that, she had to go do her big interview, and we got a little spoof about that because not only did she not say much on this interview, she did flip-flop on fracking and a couple of things that they did get cornered on, including Tim Walz's valor. But I've got about a minute-long spoof reel of some of the things that Kamala's actually said. So when she says that she stands on her policies and she's not flip-flopping and she bans fracking and she won't ban fracking and she'll do this and then she won't do it, they're lying to us, folks. There's no doubt about it. And this here's just a little compilation of a minute of her lies. We'll do that instead of any of her CNN garbage because that was just too much.
My values have not changed. Reduce red meat specifically.
Yes.
The Boston Marathon bomber, they should be able to vote.
I think we should have that conversation.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah. Would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes, I'm in favor of banning fracking. I am prepared to pass a Green New Deal.
I support a mandatory buyback program. We're not going to treat people who are undocumented cross-border as criminals. The idea that more police equals more safety, that's just wrong.
Policing, as we know, goes all the way back to slave patrols and that idea of...
You are absolutely right.
Where do you stand on defund the police?
We need to take a look at these budgets.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic.
Chip in now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Yeah, I am radical. I do believe that we need to get radical about what we are doing.
Words right out of her own mouth, folks. I won't put you through no more of that today. But we did have a town hall meeting on MSNBC, and this one lady who is a mixed race lady on here out of the panel of 6, they were asking her some questions about Comrade Kamala, and she just let her have it with the truth. I figured I'd share that with you today as well. This went viral this morning. This is great.
Not personally.
Do you feel some kinship towards her as a mixed person?
Not personally. I find a lot of her trajectory to not be my brand of woman leader. We've got 3 major international crises going on and someone applying to be commander-in-chief. As a woman, I want to see you do more than, appeal to giggling and having a girl moment on the stage.
Do you feel some kinship towards her as a mixed person?
Nope, there's no kinship there, folks. Nobody likes Kamala. Now, if y'all didn't realize this, why this thing was supposedly live last night, if you look here in the red circle, many people pointed this out on Twitter. They had the little live logo up, but it wasn't live. It was pretend live. They had actually edited, took an hour-long interview, cut it down into the best 18 minutes they could put out, and then they had 20 minutes of commercials and another 20 minutes of biography and life story and prop up of Kamala Harris and Walsh. So they actually only got 18 minutes of questions, 20 something minutes of blow up, I guess you call it whip or whatever. And then the rest was filled with commercials and praise. It was disgusting, folks. But definitely CNN thinks they were lying to the world. How many people sat and watched that CNN thing with that live logo on there and actually thought they were watching it live? That's so sad. Now, this here is J.D. Vance's multi-viral video. It's got 12 million views as of this morning. Doing a little trolling, like Trump says, doing a little trolling. Well, J.D. Vance did some master trolling here. This is Miss Universe or Miss America contest way back when. And this poor girl is the epitome of what you call a dumb blonde. But J.D. Vance put this out here. This is his impression of the full CNN interview with Kamala Harris. This is great, folks. If you haven't seen it, guaranteed to make you laugh.
Okay. Recent polls have shown 1/5 of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
Your loved ones suffering from illnesses such as TDS, also known as Trump derangement syndrome? Do you dismiss or deny the current issues facing our country, such as historic inflation, illegal immigration, corporate corruption, World War III escalations, and the chronic disease epidemic? Are you willing to elect someone who was the least popular vice president in modern history, and who offers no policy or vision for America simply because your brain keeps telling you anyone but Trump? If so, you might be struggling from TDS. Introducing Independence. Independence allows you the freedom to finally think independently once again. Instead of believing everything you hear from the mainstream media, Independence allows for constructive critical thinking.
I used to hear people on the news say things like,
Donald Trump and the movement he has encouraged are a threat to democracy.
And I instantly believed it. With independence, I now realize the media is run by the Democrat elite, who are a corrupt oligarchy that censors free speech, silences political opponents, supports forever wars, and abandons democracy by anointing its candidates.
Independence may not be for everyone. If you enjoy being lied to about your president's cognitive abilities, support Orwellian totalitarianism, or are excited about communist fiscal policy, independence may not be right for you. Common side effects of independence may include an awakening of rational thought, successfully identifying propaganda, freedom of choice, loss of hatred, anti-narcissistic behavior, and love of democracy.
I used to blindly hate whoever my party was running against. I didn't care about facts or policy because I was hopelessly indoctrinated. With independence, I'm much more interested in policies that uphold democracy, and I truly care about the health of our country and its citizens.
Ask your doctor if independence is right for you, and enjoy your freedoms once again.
Wow, I love that. That is a good meme, a good parody. And guess who brought that thing to us? None other than RFK Jr.'s campaign built this one. Good job, good job, good job. I love it, I love it. Like, subscribe, and share Devoted Patriots. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this video, if nothing else today. And give me a thumbs up while you're at it. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Over and out.